Hello and welcome to CGI and Animation by yours truly. Now, the first question that might be on your mind is what is CGI and how does it play into animation? Well, CGI, or computer generated imagery, is the usage of computer graphics and special effects in games, shows, and a bunch of other kinds of media. And in animation, CG models, or computer generated models, are used for time saving and added realism. And what I'll mainly be discussing is how terribly this is pulled off, along with a couple highlights. But it is very difficult to pull off. Now, is it easy to have CG and animation look nice, as I just said? No, it is not. Why, you might be wondering? Well, when you are restricted to 3D models emulating a 2D art style, it's a lot harder to blend in with the crowd, if you know what I mean. And when an entire show is presented in a 2D medium, it's pretty difficult to pull off CG animation. It's a big elephant in the room kind of deal. Exceptions may be found in pieces of media that are fully computer generated, but even they can look pretty terrible. Now, what are some good examples and why are they so good? Now, the first example I'll be showing is Ajin. It is a Japanese animation, and the entire show consists of characters and objects that are computer generated, and this allows for a unique atmosphere, and it allows the studio to spend a lot less time drawing and a lot more time animating. So a lot less effort is put in for a much better outcome than if you're trying to include um, something computer generated in a fully drawn picture, which I think is pretty neat. And my second example is the transformation of Unicorn and Gundam, which instead of trying to blend in with the traditional 2D model, they let it stand alone. And more importantly, the complex movements that are displayed in this transformation are done in such a way it would have been impossible to draw by hand, as you'll see shortly. And it's a great example of how computer generated imagery can save a lot of time. Now, for some bad examples, there are a whole lot, but I'm going to cut it down a bit. So, what I'm using here and what's on screen right now is Zombieland Saga, and coming up will be the Berserk anime and Land of the Lustrous, which is a fantastic show. It's just the CG I don't think got pulled off in a way that really flattered the show. And the reasons I'm using these as examples are because the movement seems very restricted and sluggish. The frame rates are just, I don't know, they just kind of make me upset. And the lack of visible emotion in characters is absolutely evident. It isn't really shown in these specific examples, but there's a real big lack of that. Animation is very difficult and is still a work in progress. And a lot of studios really need to learn to take their time with this, use it to its full effect. Because a lot of studios have been fully animating things using their 2D drawings and have not been incorporating much CGI. And that's fine, work with what you're used to, but I think a lot of other studios should start utilizing CGI to its fullest. There are some other great examples that I don't really have time to cover, but most of the examples are pretty terrible, such as the ones I've shown. But here's my bibliography, and thank you very much for watching.